Hi everyone, I'm Jake and today I'll be reviewing some assets and materials you can download and use with Clip Studio Paint. What I'll be showing is only a fraction of the thousands of assets available to download from the Clip Studio Asset Store. Some are paid, most are free, so join me today as I review 3 of them to create something fun. All of these shown are from Clip Studio's Recommended Assets page. For more video reviews and tutorials, check out the links in the description. First up is version 2 of the Sponge Strokes brush. This single brush is a free download that offers high-resolution, realistic sponge strokes for the purpose of adding textures and simulating a painted background. Using individually painted strokes from a sponge, the author of this brush created a means of making every new stroke look unique. For the purposes of this demonstration, I used it both as a texture and as part of the background dressing. The brush is set up to be versatile, so if you're unsatisfied with the default settings, you can tweak it as you please. The author suggests changing blending mode and adjusting color mixing for greater effect, and so I do just that. By going a step further and modifying the spray effect, particle density, and pen pressure, I could simulate color mixing like I was painting traditionally. The imprecise way it lays the strokes is great for getting yourself to let loose. But if you need to stay inside the lines, it can safely be contained in a masking layer to do it as you please. Although this brush will require some UI knowledge and a bit of practice, the little time it takes to learn and adjust is worth the effect in the end. Ultimately, this brush can make a great addition to your texture arsenal. Next up is the free Galaxy brush. Although the author created this brush for the Spacefarer, it's great for any backdrop with a clear night sky. This download comes with 2 brushes, the Galaxy brush and the Galaxy Stars brush. These brushes are great paired together, but can also be used separately. This set is very easy to use, and it doubles as a major time saver. For this illustration, I use this brush in conjunction with the Sponge Strokes brush to create a unique texture and color in my Galaxy background. This brush set comes in a set color, so any changes you want to make can be done with layering and blending modes. The Galaxy Stars brush also adds that bit of controlled brightness to your galaxy, and you really only need to pepper it here and there. Be wary that the larger your canvas, the more patience you might need to exercise. You may even need to dive into the settings to scale everything up. The Galaxy Stars brush, for example, is set up differently from the default spray brushes. The materials used are bunches of stars clustered together in semi-uniform square-like fashion, so the larger your brush size becomes, the more apparent it will be. This goes similarly to the Galaxy brush, and the larger the brush equals greater detail equals more RAM dedication for your software. All in all, the creator of this set recommends sticking to around 100 pixels to 500 pixels for the main brush for the best optimization. But who are we as artists if we don't push the limits just a little? Last but not least, we have the Cloud Brush Part 2. This is a set that comes with a whopping 17 cloud stamps brushes for the artist who wants to save time without sacrificing looks. Each cloud has a different, unique, and natural pattern, and only needs to be stamped on your skies just once to get the full effect. 3 of these brushes are even dual colored, with the clouds casting a shadow, the colors of which can be determined by the 2 drawing colors you select. All of the clouds here are gorgeous, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a brush set easier to use. I took this down an unconventional path for this illustration. I used this brush to simulate clouds from the perspective of space, to simulate a planetary atmosphere. Because of this, I did make using this brush a little harder on myself, but it was still worth it in the end. Using the rounded curvature of certain cloud brushes, and erasing the same way, I could simulate the wisps of clouds in the same erratic, dissipating fashion as real clouds, a method that could no doubt be used similarly with a perfectly conventional sky backdrop. The extra steps I took here are not required, but challenge yourself to see what you can do with even the simplest tool, and you might create something even more breathtaking than before. All in all, a beautiful brush set for your beautiful skies, and I honestly can't recommend it enough. here is the final result. What's really wonderful about Clip Studio is that many of its resources are created by users for users, all available from the Clip Studio website and the Asset Store. Although I believe ultimately the tools don't make the artist, Clip Studio makes the art process incredibly streamlined and user-friendly for beginners and masters alike. I hope you found this video helpful, and I wish you luck on your artistic journey. Thank you for watching, and until next time.